This is Steven Crowder, and I've got to be honest with you people. Fight Club is perhaps humanity's greatest cinematic achievement. I mean, this movie has everything. And by everything, of course, I mean men. I mean, my God, will you just look at these men? And here we have all the themes of the movie laid out. Masculinity in crisis from a cancer. They didn't call it the woke mind virus back when this was made, but that's the exact type of cancer we're talking here. Robbing these men of their God-given manhood. Let's talk about the Marla character for a moment. This woman is New Age feminism personified. She destroys the tranquility of every male space she enters. Think about this. She comes between Edward Norton and Brad Pitt, who, spoiler alert, are actually the same person. She is literally preventing a man from being himself. This feminist Nazi doesn't want Edward Norton to be in touch with his true masculinity. She wants him to go to the laundromat with her. The laundromat, a place no man has ever been or should ever go. For Christ's sake, there are women's clothes at the laundromat. No man has any business touching women's clothes. People don't realize this, but the rules for Mug Club are adapted almost directly from Fight Club. The first rule of Mug Club is actually tell everyone about Mug Club, especially the men. If it's your first time at Mug Club, you have to pee on a picture of Ben Shapiro. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a moment. Something about this scene. Damn it, I can feel Mr. Hyde rearing his ugly bisexual head. Short phase, goddammit. Okay, where was I? If I could fight anyone, I'd fight my ex-wife. She's not pregnant anymore, so I think I could take her without the weight advantage. I also wouldn't mind fighting her divorce attorney. Matter of fact, know who I'd fight? Anne Clark. For those of you who don't know who that is, she was the first American woman to file for divorce. This was back in 1643. All I need is a time machine, and I could nip all the divorce nonsense in this country right in the bud. And this wonderful scene. Two men, secure in their manhood, happily sharing domestic bliss, just men being masculine with each other, first thing in the morning the way the manly Lord Jesus intended. Wow. Here we have the infamous acid burn scene. And I really want you all to look at what's really happening in this scene. When you know the ending of Fight Club, you realize that Edward Norton is actually doing this to himself. So what does that mean? Well, what does the scar look like? That's right, a vagina. Here we have a man reclaiming the power of the vagina in the face of a radical feminist society. He's reclaiming the vagina. As men, we need to put the vagina back in our own hands. I myself treat my hand like a vagina all the time, especially when my wife won't perform her wifely duties. Now, this scene should be required viewing for everyone. Not so much because of what's being said so much as the outstanding visuals. Look at that jawline, those trap muscles. I bet it smells manly down in that room. So very manly. The kind of manly that makes you hate your wife for having a vagina. Our Great Depression is that we've forgotten how to be men. We've forgotten the joy of wearing a tight t-shirt and the feeling of pride and accomplishment that wells up inside you when you're in the sweaty, hairy presence of other men. Now, this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. So much depth here. This whole scene is a metaphor for feminism's effect on masculinity. Feminism is really just about creating self-hating men. And here we see Edward Norton's character struggling with this. Edward is literally beating on himself, and not in the good way I often recommend. Pay attention. This is what they want to create. Men who will fist themselves at the behest of a society that hates them. You could also read this as a cautionary note about CRT. Sorry, I got distracted again. There's just something utterly compelling about these men. I mean, this movie. Cinema at its finest. Damn it, short phase. You won't win again today, Mr. Hyde. You know what? Actually, I think that's about all that YouTube will let me say about this movie without censoring me. If you want the real commentary on this movie and its themes, you can join me and my army of bots over on Rumble.